my whole life is going haywire now. Now I'm totally afraid. Pretty much of life. I'm afraid of life. I remember, I'll never forget this. I remember every day after that happened, um, I would go downstairs before I went to bed and I would grab a knife out of the drawer and I would put it up under my pillow in my room. Every night I would grab a knife, put it on my pillow. And um, I remember one day my mother was down there cooking, and she was opening up the drawer to get, to get a knife, and it wasn't no knives in the drawer. And she yelled for me to come down and was asking, have I seen, the knives? And she said, I don't have no knives in the drawer. And when she said that, it hit me. I didn't realize it, but it hit me that, man, I took all the knives. And I went upstairs and I had like 20 knives in my room. And so I had to bring all the knives back down. I remember when I came down and I had all the knives, I just handed her the knives. Man, I just started boo-hooing. I didn't realize that, I knew I was messed up, but I just didn't realize how much, it was messing me up. She didn't realize how much it was messing me up. And so I remember her calling my uncle. And my uncle, he used to play for University of the Oregon Ducks, and he was a big-time ball player, big dude, and we always looked at him for toughness. And I remember telling him how scared I was to be at the house because the men, they didn't catch the men. The men were still out there. And I thought the men were going to come back to kill us. That's what I always would think every night, that they was going to come back to kill us. I remember my uncle asking me, well, do you want to come live with me? And I remember telling him, yeah, I want to come live with you. Yes, yes. But then I was like, man, but I can't leave my mom. My brother was in authority. I was like, I can't leave my mom. But yeah, I want to come live with you, but I can't leave my mom. And so from that, I think it always had me on edge, waiting for the next, episode of life just shifting into the worst. I was always anticipating the worst thing happening, the worst thing, something worser than that. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And with that mindset and with that thought, I felt like I had to start building a rivalry mentality versus a reconciliation mentality because I felt like I was being too vulnerable. So what it did, it made me start to harden my life disposition. And I started to become very hard because I felt like that was going to be my offense to be my defense. Like kind of like strike first, before something strikes me, right?